So
Yeah.
you're around like $45,000 in revenue last year with your service bureau. Is that correct? Okay, cool. Because then this year I was looking at like the numbers and everything, the fees as well. It's looking closer to like 75 to 80,000. So the numbers went up. You went up about 60% like in products, but the actual revenue numbers now, plus you also get the bonus rebate, is looking like you almost like have almost doubled, right?
Yeah. And remember, she's also now collecting money up front.
Yep. Yeah. Now you're actually selling software.
Actually selling.
Yeah. So very close to that 6-figure mark. Welcome to the Service Bureau Accelerator podcast, where we help tax professionals start and scale a successful service bureau.
All right, here we are for another SBA interview session. This is the second time I used that phrase. I just made it up on the fly the other day, and let's keep going with it. I'm here with Ross, and we have Stacey here. Ross, if you want to kick it off.
Yeah. So thanks for jumping in, Stacey. We reached out to a bunch of our members who had put some pretty good numbers on the board this year as we're opening up a new kind of training section, and wanted to have a conversation with you just to kind of learn a little bit more about you, kind of where you started from, your experience in the industry and everything like that, and your results obviously so far with Service Bureau Accelerator. So if you want to kick it off, Stacey, just kind of introduce yourself real quick. Just kind of give us a little background of your experience in the tax industry and what kind of ultimately led you to jumping in with the Service Bureau Accelerator program.
Okay. Hi, my name is Stacey Gordon. I have been in the tax industry for about 4 to 5 years. I started initially partnering with someone, working under their brand. This was back when COVID hit. I was actually working for our local electric company here for 5 years. And when COVID hit, everyone was sent to work from home. Schools were out. And I had also just given birth maybe about 3 weeks before COVID hit. So I was out on maternity leave as well. At the end of my maternity leave, when I attempted to go back to work, they told me that I would have to have someone to care for my children. And that kind of seemed a bit odd to me because everyone else with children was also working from home. But I guess maybe they thought with me I have 6 kids. At that time, I had just given birth to my 5th kid. So I kind of assumed at that time they maybe felt like it would be too much noise or distraction or whatever the case may be. So I ended up extending my maternity leave, which then turned into short-term disability. And it was kind of hard to even go back to work. So at that point, I'm like, bills don't stop, caring for my kids don't stop, finances are piling up. And I at that time, I dived into the credit repair industry. And this was kind of something that kind of went hand in hand with what I was already, learning at that time. So that's kind of what drove me into entrepreneurship was COVID.
Got it. Yeah. Interesting story there. Yeah. There's it's kind of crazy talking to people. Like everyone has like so many different stories of what happened during COVID and how it like positively or negatively impacted their lives, but sounds like it was a positive kind of result for you. So
yeah, most definitely.
What's interesting about what you just said is you said, hey, you've been doing this 5 years, like pretty much right after COVID.
Right.
You've been with us for 3 out of those 5. So you were, I'm just looking, I'm like, your first year, okay, and then you just finished your 3rd season with us. So you've been with us for the majority of your industry experience.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And were you like from the credit repair stuff, did that get you into like, you were doing tax preparation for a few years before becoming a service bureau? Like what was the timeline there on that?
Yeah. So I trained with credit repair with someone that I ran into on social media years prior. And she had a friend that she was really close with that was already into the tax industry that offered a tax course. So it's kind of crazy how it worked because at that time I didn't have any extra money to, invest into learning taxes. So I reached out to a cousin of mine who was doing well, and he actually gave me the $1,000 to enroll into a tax course and told me that I didn't have to pay him back. So, that was kind of what I needed at that time. Cause like I said, I didn't have the financial resources to pay that kind of money because I was out of work for so long already and I was barely maintaining. So that kind of drove me into, once I paid for that course and I was able to learn and, work underneath someone for, a year or two, I kind of just took off from there. I ran into some not so not so happy moments with that, but it that drove me into the service bureau industry.
So by you saying not so happy moments, you basically got maxed out on your fees, or you were stuck under somebody for it and not really maximizing your earning potential.
Yeah,
Is maybe the political way to say it?
yeah, and then it was a situation where, someone in this industry that people tend to lifestyle market, which I don't fall into that with, being amazed with how people are living, what they have, and all of that. But it was a situation where she overpromised so much and under delivered on the back end of it. And then playing with money. Playing with money was a huge problem because, if you say I'm gonna make this much or I'm gonna get paid this much or is this split and you're gonna pay weekly and then I'm waiting 2 to 3 months for a payout, is like, no.
Yeah, that's something we've heard. You're not alone in the industry, which at the same time makes it like that. Like I talk about this a lot on some of our coaching calls and stuff. It's like it kind of that's why like this is such a good industry to be in, because like your story. You go and start talking to EROs, you're gonna hear the same thing, right? And it's like, so if I can give them a better experience and set the right expectations, like you said, and actually deliver on them,
Right.
I mean, like it's game over. It's pretty easy to really grow and scale. So yeah, that's awesome. So what was it like what was kind of the shift for you when you were you were like a tax preparer, you were learning that industry. Then what was the shift? Was it just kind of like seeing those fees and realizing how much money you were losing out on, where you're like, I need to be the software provider? Like, what made that shift happen to look at a service bureau?
So in all honesty, it actually had
Or
nothing
was it
to,
just a Facebook ad?
no, it actually had nothing to do at all with like focusing on trying to make more money or lessening the fees. I was so pissed off that, I have children. So me knowing that entrepreneurship, I couldn't fail. Like I was in corporate America for a while and that just, when COVID hit, like I say, it just no longer became viable. Like it was nothing that I could, kids were out of school for months at a time. And I just knew entrepreneurship was something that I had to make work. Like I didn't have a plan B. I didn't have a plan C. It was like I went all in with it. So I had no choice but to make it work because my children were relying on me to continue to provide and, have a place to stay and food on the table and so forth. So what really drove me into becoming a service bureau is people playing with my money because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I have kids to feed and I can't tell the electric company that, hey, I've been working doing taxes and so hasn't paid me in 3 months. You know, these companies,
They don't care, unfortunately.
Yeah.
and they want their money. And, at the end of the day, it was really a effed up feeling to have to experience that because it was somebody that I truly trusted. And, when money starts rolling in and people just get to acting funny. And I just was like, if I can change this perspective with whoever it is that I reach, I'm doing a service to the industry. So my whole mind frame was like, I don't want anybody to have to feel how I felt in that moment. Like, so I was like, whatever I can do to kind of change the negative outlook on the tax industry, whether it's one person, 10 person, or 20 people at a time, like that was my main goal, to not have people feel how I felt.
It's funny, like what you're saying resonates a lot because when we launched SBA, it was, hey, well, we want to make sure people know about this side of the business and also get the deal that I would have wanted when I started. Because a lot of times we've signed up a lot of people that were existing service bureaus over the years, and they just didn't know what to ask for. And our standard deal was way better than whatever deal they had in place. They're like,
Right.
well, they didn't know to ask for certain things, right? So it's just it's what you don't know, you don't know. So we're like, we're very transparent. Sounds like that's kind of like what you're doing. And I think the reality of it is, if you're authentic and you're not lifestyle marketing, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, all of our
With
marketing,
the lifestyle marketing with the rental vehicles and
yeah, you won't see us doing anything like that. I think that just resonates more, and you end up getting clientele that wants to improve and wants to grow, and is not just focused on shiny objects, right?
Right.
So that's good. And then, yeah, I mean, you've grown quite a bit. If you want to talk a bit about your strategy, right? Because I mean, your first year, we'll scratch that first year off. You didn't do much with us that year.
Yeah.
I think it was transition year, maybe.
Yeah, it was.
Right. But between last year and this past season that we just finished, I mean, you've grown to the point where last year, just shy of volume incentives. This year, now you're going to make extra money on top of it too.
Yeah.
What was your strategy? What has been like your revenue model or your marketing strategy? Like what has that been look like for you over the past couple of years?
I would say my strategy was just trying to get people go-getters. Like, it's so easy to market and get people to sign up. Like the first year that not the first year, because it was a transition year. I came in at the end of tax season. But the following year, I offer a lot of free. And I realized that people don't value free. They haven't invested anything. So whether they do it or not, they're not taking a loss. So I did get a lot of people that signed up, but then I realized, like, I'm pouring into these people, and I'm not getting much of anything in return. So this past tax season, I did away with the free shit, because I just was like, as much money as I invest in my business, with systems and marketing and websites and just all of the extra resources that I give them and the time that I'm pouring into them, I just was like, I can't do free. So I went from worrying about quantity to quality preparers, people that were, go-getters, people that were ambitious, people that, they don't have a plan B or C. Like, this is something that it's either do or die. They're going to make it work.
Nice. And then
so you're looking for your audience, like people who mirror you.
Like,
Yeah.
that's usually
It's a good way to do it.
how it works. It's a good way to do it for sure. When you can speak the exact same language, it just makes it easier. And then I think I vaguely remember us having a conversation maybe about that free thing, and I think I told you I would have warned you against it if we did it before. And then I think the conversation may have went something like, "Yeah, I did a whole bunch of free," and my response would have been like, "Let me guess, you signed up a bunch of people and no one did shit."
Yep. But
Sounds like
it gave me a great
perspective.
outlook on business, because it's just like, you could get people all day who will sell you a struggle story. Like, we all go through shit in life, and, we all deal with bills and mishaps and so forth. But, regardless of what it is that you're offering, there has to be some sort of price ticket on it, because people then at that point value it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they gotta have skin in the game. That if they're actually investing in it, it's like there's more of a connection to that, right? Where it's like, I'm really exchanging something that I worked hard for, my money, right? Usually, in order to get this thing, because I have value associated with it, and I actually want to do it. And then you're also going to get people who actually do the shit, like they actually do the work because they have that value built into it, versus free. Okay, I got it for free, and they just never even touch it, right? Because there's just no value there. So yeah, that's a huge thing that we
Right,
teach a lot. I'm glad you got to experience it, right?
You'll still run into the people. Like, we have people that pay us $2,000 and then don't even do anything and don't open anything. So it's gonna happen at any price point. Right? So you might as well get paid for it.
But the ratios change. You have a lot more people doing stuff when they got to pay for it. So Stacey, I wanted to ask a little bit about, like, how did you? I don't know if you recall, but like, how did you first hear about Service Bureau Accelerator, and then like, what was there anything in particular about the program that you, when you looked at it, you're just like, oh, this is why it's for me, or like why I want to move forward?
So I actually heard about the program through Lisa.
Okay, yeah.
Simple
Lisa,
enough.
Yeah, Lisa, gave me insight on you all. And then, of course, I did my own research, and it was literally everything that I had already envisioned for my business. I just didn't know, the proper steps to go about doing it on my own. So, through research and seeing that you literally had everything from A to Z literally mapped out, all I have to do is pay and do the work. I mean, it was rocket science.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah,
So going
that's
to
it,
the
right? Just do the work. Pay and just do the
Do
work
it.
and you got
Yeah.
it.
and
Yeah.
do the work.
And don't overcomplicate it. Follow the roadmap. Just
Yeah.
follow the game
Yeah,
plan and do
that's
the
the other
work.
thing. A lot of people like to overcomplicate,
Yeah.
simplifying it is key. Being that, all right, Lisa introduced you to it. She's referred a lot of people over the years. Can you share a bit about your experience in going or any feedback you have in going through the training? Was there anything specific that stood out, or even like the iteration? Because you've been here for a little bit to see how it changed, right? So you want to touch on that?
Every year your foundation's progress seems to reset. Like,
Yeah.
no, you got to go through again. Not this year, not this year. We're done. We're done.
Just say the ease of the program is, I mean, literally anybody can do it. Like, and being that you can hop from one section to another without having to. I like how you don't have to go through the entire program, because not everything that you offer, everyone is going to need. It's there if you need to refresh or, um, revisit. But the fact that I can go from, this training that you're offering and then hop over here because I'm stuck on this within my business, I love the way that the program is structured.
Yeah, that was a huge change up. I think that was like last year when we really made that adjustment. We're like, okay, here's the foundation, the 7-day launch. Everyone goes through this, and then once you're done that, because we needed everyone to get like a baseline, right? Where it's
Base,
like,
right.
here's kind of like the base of your business, and then boom, it's like, all right, now you got the core trains. Now there's like Pandora's box, like whatever
Right.
you need, like you can just dig around in there. You can go through it for hours. So awesome, awesome. And then what you mentioned before that you're kind of like you're really bringing in like preparers again that really kind of mirror you as far as like their like drive and want to actually put in the work and really succeed. How are you going, like what's your kind of your marketing strategy? Like, are you doing like some of the job posting stuff to try to recruit preparers? Are you running
No.
advertisements, social media? What does that kind of look like?
So I get people by word of mouth. I have, it's crazy because I've run just about every ERO that I have has been screwed over by someone previously. And,
Yep. Sounds about right. Yeah.
so, and being that I stand on integrity within my business, within my personal life, just every aspect of me revolves around integrity. And the fact that my name has never been tarnished, I deliver on everything that, people approach me about. There's never been any ill will or, Facebook posts made about me. And all of my partners have nothing but good things to say about me. Everybody that's with me has been with me from the moment that I got software from you all. I haven't had anybody leave. They brought people just by, I over deliver on everything that I do. Just as you all have a plethora of resources for me to thrive in my business, my partners, regardless of what level they are on, they have that same level of access with the resources that I provide them with. When it comes to money, like, my people know I'm not in the business of playing with money. My people get paid before the date that I say they're going to get paid. And the fact that I'm real, raw, and honest, like, I don't try and dress things up to make it sound good. However it comes out is how you're going to get it. And people bask in the moment of my honesty. So I think me just being who I am off of social media and, just bringing who I am in my everyday life to business, people appreciate that.
Yeah. 100%. It's so cool you say a lot of that because of like that again, like we said, is like your whole the reason why you want to do this is to actually like make positive change in the industry, right? Like that's so aligned with what we did do as well. And like as you've seen in our coaching calls, we'll swear from time to time, right? Like people swear. I don't really trust people if they never swear, right? It's a normal thing, and just being yourself, being raw, and just putting yourself out there. That resonates so much with people because it's like it's not a facade. It's not a it's you're not
Right,
putting on a show, right? It's like this is me. This is real.
right. Take
and
it.
we're here to do the work. Yeah, take it or leave it. Exactly. I love it. I love it. So one question I was just kind of curious if you're open to it, can we share like a little bit of kind of like we'll kind of like ballpark your revenue numbers as a service bureau, like from last year moving up to this year? Because you had, looking at the numbers, like you did like 60% growth, right, in products funded. So are you okay with that if we kind of like put some numbers out there? Okay, cool. Because I think it's really impressive. So I was looking at the numbers last year, right? So I won't give
I
like
remember
specifics
these
on
are
everything.
ballparks
These
in
are
between. We don't have
ballparks.
accurate exact data
Yeah,
yet, but
yeah. These are ballparks, but
disclaimer.
like looking at last year, so your products times we're gonna do, let's do, what is that closest to? So
Yeah, no.
you're around like $45,000 in revenue last year with your service bureau. Is that correct? Okay, cool. Because then this year I was looking at like the numbers and everything, the fees as well, plus like the rebate. It's looking closer to like 75 to 80,000. Is that right? Yeah. So so the numbers went up. You went up about 60% like in products, but the actual revenue numbers now, plus you also get the bonus rebate, is
Right.
looking like you almost like have almost doubled, right?
Double. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's huge. Like that's a
And that's
massive
not even.
increase.
And remember, she's also now collecting money upfront.
Yep. Yeah. Now,
So
yeah, now you're actually selling software.
actually selling.
Yeah. So very close to that six-figure mark, right? Like in again, we're kind of scrapping that first year, but in like 2 years, you're like pretty much almost there at the six
Well, that, like
figures
she said, that first year she signed up, she probably did like the last
transition.
Yeah.
last transition returns at the end, like in September, whatever came in then. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
That
tail end.
yeah. That's huge though. That's awesome. Like great numbers. Like that's solid growth as well year over year. That's
And
fantastic.
you still have your tax office
Yeah.
currently, right? You're still, yeah. So uh, safe to say that you're approaching to the point where you're matching the revenue, or the revenue you're making on the tax office side, on the service bureau side. It's going to get close to that pretty soon, which is ultimately, it's a lot of the times the first goal. It's like, all right, cool, let me make the same amount here that I make here. And then as this increases, then you're like, all right, how do I get rid of this?
Right.
Yeah, let it overtake first, and then you can start walking away from the tax business. So what's ultimately your goal now, Stacey? Like for this year, right? We're now kind of like switched into the service bureau season. Now the tax season's kind of wrapped up. What's kind of your goal this year, and then maybe even like if you have like a 3 or 5 year goal, like ultimate objective for your service bureau?
So my goal for the upcoming year is to focus on EROs. Previously, my motto was P10s. And this year, after this year, I just was like, I can't. Not that I won't, keep and take a few P10s, but my primary focus is solely going to be on EROs and those who want to venture into the service bureau side of things. So what I have actually done and incorporated for the upcoming year, which I'll start marketing within the next week, is a reseller program. And I'm super, super excited about that. But that's my goal for this upcoming year, is to get at least 20 more EROs.
Sorry, did you say 200 ER? Is that what you said?
20.
200?
Tuesday. I mean, 200 would definitely be nice. Yes, absolutely. But my goal within the next 3 to 5 years would definitely be, and I'm almost certain that I'll hit it before that time frame, would be a 200 ERO goal.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I mean it's definitely doable. I mean, like, look, at the end of the day, with everything that you shared on this call so far, with like your motivation, the objective of what you're trying to do with the industry change, and giving people right deals, like I said, you've seen it now as you talk to more and more EROs, like, oh, everyone has this same problem, right? It's like 95% of EROs are all dealing with the same challenges, right? Maybe at least like a handful of them that resonates with every single person. So if you can speak to that and just really kind of explain and break down to your prospects what their problem is and how you can solve it, it's like, that's it. That's all you got to do. So yeah, I definitely think that's a great goal. I think 20 is I think you're selling yourself short on that for this year. I think you can do a lot more, but
Okay.
I think you should be doing more. It
yeah.
depends also, like, so another thing too, this is a common thing, like, hey, you have this new objective for this year. And we talk about this on a lot. It's coming up on a lot of these calls, but I think it's a common thing. I want to make sure that it's addressed is because you're going to launch a quote unquote new initiative, all right, your reseller package, whatever that is, right? A common thing that people fuck up on is they stop doing what got them to the point. So you said, hey, I'm going to take a couple. Don't ever stop what's working for you until you have that replacement.
Right.
Like, all right. So what I mean by that is keep doing what you were doing. And hey, if you're launching this new marketing initiative, this new program, this new package, that's fine. But you don't stop the other thing until you get that figured out. Because you're going to run into the challenges and the pain points of that side of that new product or that new offering, right?
Right.
So just keep that in mind. And then as you're doing a lot of preparers, I mean, a simple way to just to convert them is just help them get their EFIN, help them become an ERO, and now you've converted
And
them.
I've honestly been doing that with my existing P10 holders. Some don't want the responsibility that comes along with it.
Yeah.
And then some have tried to get an EFIN and have been waiting. Some have denied. So those are the ones that I'm keeping and holding on to. But primarily focusing on building out my current program with P10s is a no-go.
Okay. Yeah.
No, that's
Simple
fair. I mean, at least, right? It's like you've got your base as well, and just kind of keep nurturing them as well, right? Make sure that they know you're still there, and you're still there to provide them
And
support.
if you ever end up running into somebody that doesn't want their EFIN or can't get it, or they're coming through your funnel, you have EROs you can give them to.
Right.
All right.
I say that
It's
too.
like, hey,
Yeah, you have
all
your
right,
own
hey,
your own referral network internally.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Cool. So, couple last questions here for you, Stacey. One is on support. I know that's another. I'm sure if you've talked to EROs, or like, support is another challenge that a lot of EROs face, trying to get support when they need it. I want to ask you about kind of our support with SBA, like the ticketing platform that we have, like helping you as a service bureau. What's been your experience with that? Like, have you been in there using it quite a lot? Have you been working with our support team? What's kind of your feedback on the support we provide?
Yeah. I definitely take advantage.
Frequent flyer.
I'm letting Stacey answer that.
Definitely take advantage of you all support system quite often. I like it. They're very responsive. And I like the fact that if they don't understand something that I've sent them, they'll immediately pick up the phone and call me. So I like how they're available, they're responsive, and they're prompt. Very prompt.
Yeah,
Awesome.
see, that's the thing, right? The calling. It's like, hey, respond back, or what are they asking?
Yeah.
Just pick up the phone and call them. Leave the notes in the ticket. It's something we've been working on over the past couple. Yeah, obviously you've seen the support change over the years.
Yeah,
Cool.
they're amazing though.
Yeah. Awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah. We always, like, I love that when we do the surveys, we actually had we're kind of starting, like, internally, we're doing like monthly meetings with our team. And we had one the other week where we had our first like monthly all hands. And I brought that up as well with like the support team, because like sometimes they don't get as much credit as they deserve. And I always wanted to kind of like be their cheerleader in a sense, because every time we do like the feedbacks and stuff from the SBA group, support is always, that department is always like, they're the highest, they always get the highest marking. So I'm like, you guys are always killing it. Like, you guys are doing an awesome job. So I always like to hear that as well. So that's awesome. So last question for you, I think, unless Paul Deep has another one, but ultimately, Stacey, if someone's looking at, like, they're looking at becoming a service bureau, right? And now there's it's kind of a self-inflicted wound, but there's a lot more people out there these days kind of offering service bureau programs. If someone's looking at Service Bureau Accelerator, what would you tell them, as far as with your experience and everything? If someone's looking at joining our program, what would you suggest to them?
Make the fucking investment.
There you go.
It's simple. I mean,
Paul Deep couldn't have said it better himself. Awesome.
Well, clip that and run it on ads and get blocked.
Yeah, there you go.
I do have one last question. Did you pay back your cousin?
he told me I didn't have to pay him back. When I tried to pay him back, he wouldn't take the money.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. At
So
least
you tried, you tried to pay him back, and he still wouldn't take the money.
But
That's
I
cool.
paid him back in other ways by, helping support the kids and, spend time with them and so forth. So
Awesome.
Nice. And if somebody's watching this and wants to work with you or reach out to you in any capacity, how would they find you?
they can find me at taxstateofmind.com, Stacey Gordon on Facebook, Or they can also give me a call, 727-744-7989.
Bam.
I don't know if we
Look at
may
that.
want to bleep
We
out
might
the
clip
number
the phone
just
number.
in case. There's a lot of weirdos that sometimes.
I mean, it's publicized on Google. It's a business phone
Okay.
number.
Oh, that's your business.
Oh,
Okay, that's your
okay.
business line. All right, we'll
That's
leave.
not
We'll
the
leave it in.
personal cell.
I was
Okay.
like, oh, the personal cell. Don't throw that
Okay.
shit on the internet.
All right. Well, thanks for doing this, Stacey. I appreciate all the time you took on this call, and we'll talk with you soon.
All righty.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.